seeing Black women in positions of power where they can bring people up after them as well. That's where I think equality can be, where we can be in positions to create change and create new policies that will benefit not only ourselves, but for everyone. Because when we are marginalized and being silenced, there are many people who are being marginalized and silenced.
It's been really heavy to watch the dehumanization of immigrants to the point where there's hysterectomies and there's children in cages and there's literally no pathway to citizenship for us. There's nothing, there's just this no status, almost subhuman place in this country for us. And that's something that I wish would change.
I think thoughts and prayers are at this point futile. I think that you have to put in place action if you actually want to change the society that we live in. So I would ask, do you have people of color in your offices, on your advising teams? Are you amplifying voices of color? Are you actually listening? When decisions are being made that are going to affect communities of color, there need to be people of that community in the room. There's treatment of the symptomatic issues of systemic racism without treatment of systemic racism as a whole. So we see elected officials upset about looting, riots, things that are happening in our communities, our increased crime rate, but there is not any money or energy going towards mental health resources, going towards arresting cops that are actually murdering Black people. Those are the core issues. We see no movement from Congress, no movement from the executive branch, no movement from the judicial branch. I deserve to be angry about these issues that are affecting me and my family and the people that I love.
I see a lot of people talking about redefining liberation. What is liberation? And everyone keeps having this democratic dream of the American dream, and that hasn't been afforded to Black women or the Black collective as a whole. When Black people make mistakes, or from what I've seen in my own individual experience, it doesn't end well. Either it ends in them going to jail, or them there's a lot of hypervigilance and surveillance and social control that goes on systemically and institutionally. So I feel like we're held accountable or held to a different standard.
There are possible ways to dismantle systemic racism. I would say that the United States spends twice as much on law and order, prisons, courts, police forces, as we do on cash welfare programs such as food stamps and temporary assistance for needy families. And the events of this year highlight the urgency of fixing that imbalance.